Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. Kathy, as you know, I think that you're super, but today we've got a super woman on the call with us. She is a wife. She is a mom. She is a flight paramedic, and she still manages to train, compete, and most recently got her pro card in the fit model division at the recent Universe. Allow me to introduce Jen Popatia. Jen, welcome to the show.
Hey, hi everyone.
Jen, we're
Sean,
so
can
good.
I add on to your introduction?
Yeah.
Not one, not two. Wait, not one, not two, but 3 pro cards. Am I correct?
That's correct. Yes.
You're so humble about it.
Thank you.
So it's been I guess 6 weeks now. Has anything changed now with the new, as I say, the IFBB letter is now attached?
No, not really. I mean, I feel honored and proud to have that title now. I was working for it for so long, actually in the bikini division, and one of my issues was always trying to build shoulders. So I'm a very, very hard builder up top. And so it was kind of nice when they came out with the fit model division, and my coach decided to put me in there right away because of that. And so we initially went in wanting to compete this summer in bikini again. But then we hopped into a show, the Triple O, which was an amazing show, won the overall there, and then eventually just went down the line with the national shows and then hit Universe, which was actually my last national stage I had not competed at because I've done 10 national stages over the years and got my pro qualification there. So it was really cool.
So, Jen, since you brought that up, I have to ask: determination or just psychotic? 16 shows in 5 years and 10 national stages.
It's determination. I am very much that kind of person that when I have something in mind, I want something, I will go for it, and I will go to the full extent to get there. It's kind of the same with my job. Any job that I've had this vision, and I just execute until I get there.
And when you were competing, I looked at some of your standings. When you were competing as a bikini competitor, you were placing pretty well in some shows. I think I saw some third and fourths, maybe.
Yeah. So I always have done well because my conditioning is good in bikini, and my bottom portion when I'm on target is really good too. It's always been that upper half that really had been a challenge, but it always puts me in the first call outs. So I've done that year after year, but again, it was lacking. And it's funny because doing the Triple O, being my first fit model show, Sandy was my head judge at that
Okay.
competition. And so it was interesting because I was told that going into that show, I was actually now on the cusp of starting to be too big for a fit model. So she told me, go and qualify as a pro this summer before you grow out a fit model. So we will see what happens in the future. If I do outgrow fit model, then I will bounce back into bikini. I mean, I don't intend on stopping my growth. That's the fun of it to me. So we'll see where I end up, where the fit model division progresses as well.
So did you have to, okay, so transitioning, did you have to kind of lean out a little bit more, like take the calories down, maybe not train as much or as hard to kind of redefine yourself a little bit, or?
So to be completely honest, the training is completely the same. It's
Okay.
just the level of dryness. So we are not as dry in the fit model division. We're not as lean. But we work just as hard in that division. My calories weren't as low for as long in
Okay.
bikini. And I was much drier, much harder last year. If you look at my photos at USA's, and especially Masters, Nationals, and this time around, it's a much softer look, but it's still the muscle is still under there. I would also say that the diet is not super different. It's still, we still eat the same stuff, you know, still your gallon of water, the carbs, it's all relative, really. It's just a matter of conditioning overall. So you still need that foundation of muscle in fit model. It's not just that's really a like misconception that people are getting about this division is, oh, it's just a girl walking on from the beach onto the stage. That's not at all what it is. I mean, a lot of us that have been entering the fit model division are girls that have been doing bikini for years. Like I've been in bikini for 5 years. And we are just not blessed as some others to build muscle as easily or as fast. So it's nice to have this division. We'll see how it develops, you know, how it progresses in the future. It'll be interesting because of seeing the progression with bikini from 2015 to what it is now. So we'll see.
Did you want to ask a question, Kathy?
Like as far as weeks of prep, is it the same where you're was
so
the time frame of prep the same as bikini prep?
No, so my prep for bikini was a little bit longer. Historically, my preps for bikini were about 16 weeks. And this time around for fit model, I was around 12 weeks. So, but that's it. So we don't lean down as much, but the effort is 100% there, just like it is in bikini. So.
Jen, take us back if you don't mind. What got you into the gym, and then what was the impetus to say, okay, I'm going to be gutsy and step on stage?
So it actually stems back from a very long time ago when I was a kid. So my dad used to be a bodybuilder. And for me, I always looked at that and knew that in my heart, I wanted that someday. And my stepmom, who is passed away now from years ago, always loved bodybuilding and everything that went with it. And she was a little French woman. And I actually wrote, I wrote about it in one of my posts. And she was actually a big part of my why as to why I wanted to do this. So between the love of seeing my dad bodybuilding, we actually moved from France to LA, to Venice specifically.
Wow.
And and so we also had a lot of friends of my father who were bodybuilders. We owned a clothing store that was like muscle, like bodybuilding type clothing. You remember like the baggy pants and the stringers stuff? Yeah. So we had a clothing shop on Venice Beach back in the day in like the early 90s that sold all that, like super close to Gold's Gym. So I kind of grew up with all that in that era, and like I just always loved it. So I had kids, you know, and I didn't want to take away from my children. So I waited until my kids wouldn't need so much of mommy anymore. I didn't want to take that away from them. I wanted to make sure I was present, that, you know, they had my undivided attention while they were still small, and then give that time to bodybuild the correct way later on. So I wouldn't feel as bad taking time away from them. And then interestingly enough, when I met my husband, he was also competing at the time.
Okay.
He had just entered that world. And he loves bodybuilding too. He's actually going to be competing at the Whitney Jones in November.
Oh, what does he compete in?
In men's physique.
Oh, good luck to him.
Yeah. So we'll see. He's kind of like, he's the same type as me. He's a hard builder.
Okay.
So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, so that's what started it all. And I told myself that when she passed away, I actually went back to France on emergency leave to see her right before she passed because I knew it was coming. Being in the medical field,
Yes.
So I told myself I was one day going to get that pro card for her, and
Oh, wow.
it was going to happen. And it was surreal for me that it actually happened in New Jersey, because that is where my parents actually met
Oh, wow.
when they first got together.
Mhm.
It was like it was a full circle thing. And the cool thing about winning 3 pro cards, it's not a boast or anything. I don't see it as a boast. I mean, I do a job that requires, a lot of empathy and compassion and staying humble, and that's why I am the way I am. I'm a big servant to people, and I like being like that. I don't
Yeah.
see myself
Okay.
above anybody else. But like I said, giving one of my 3 pro cards to my dad this summer, I flew to Turkey with one of the pro cards so I could give it to him and say, Dad, I made it.
That's
Oh,
beautiful.
wow.
Yeah.
Do you have to have one of them framed somewhere in your house, or?
I do. So I have the other 2 framed in my house. And it's actually funny because my stepmom, actually my mother-in-law, was saying that every time I would compete,
Mhm.
I'd come off and like come home and put my awards away just in the closet. And she's told me for years, why don't you put those up? Why aren't they on the wall? So I finally, after 4 years of medals, trophies, I finally put them up, and I took a picture and sent it to her, and she was like, "It's about time."
I love it. It's I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this statement because I have a lot of male bodybuilders, both pros and amateurs. It seems like it's more the males that like to really boast that they're the pros and whatnot. Now, hopefully, not gonna get backlash. But every female I've met, Kathy and so many others, they're very humble about it. They don't start there. Hey, I'm IFBB Pro Kathy Vaughn, or hey, IFBB Pro. It's a guy thing. So I understand humility and I respect it. It's more respectable, I guess, for the women, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think maybe the reason why women are like that is because like we wear so many hats, and we know like at the end of the day, like, okay, like, I'm Catherine first, Jen first,
Yeah.
and then it's like these other things, our hobbies are just extensions of who we are. So like being an IFBB Pro, it's cool. And not only is it cool, but it's like it's a reward because we earned it. But
Yes.
at the end of the day, that IFBB Pro title, it doesn't define who we are.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like sometimes it's easy to get caught up and get lost in that because I've seen people where it's like, like they introduce themselves as IFBB Pro. You see their emails and it's like IFBB Pro and then, the name and all that. But, like if you take that title away, who are you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. I think it's really important for people to, especially when you go into the sport and have aspirations of going for that pro
Mhm.
card, that you don't lose yourself in the process. I've had multiple, especially I think with this new fit model division, actually, it is seen as a more attainable division.
Hmm.
And so there are so many people that are in a rush to be pros. But honestly, like, I mean, kudos to those who get their pro cards in 2 shows, but like
Mhm.
I don't think I would have been as satisfied with my pro card had I
Yeah.
not like really worked my ass for it. Like it's this the juice is sweeter because I've worked my ass for those cards.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's hard work. Um, and even the pros who are getting pro cards right now in the fit model division, if you have just entered this world where that are lacking a lot
Hmm.
of muscle still, but you were the best one on stage, you're going to have a lot of catching up to do in
Yeah.
the pro league. And that is a guarantee, especially with bikini competitors coming down to fit model.
Mhm.
There's, so yeah, that's what I think about that. It's you have to keep a level head and make sure that you have your identity secured and not hang it up on this pro card. You are somebody else outside of this bodybuilding industry.
Yeah.
You started as somebody else.
Yeah. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you can't hold on to the gains for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
And even in the sport, like when we're even in the sport, no matter how long you train for it, whether it's a year or 10 years, you go through so many different phases. You're cutting, you're improving, you're building, you're growing, and the shreds, they come, they go, the gains, you know, like they fill out, they get flat, you know. So like as the body is constantly changing, your mindset is changing too. But like you as a person, you know, you have to stay grounded because it's easy to get lost in the sauce of everything.
For
and
sure.
Then being in the sport too, and you're constantly being compared, you know. So it's just like, again, just re-emphasizing what we're saying right now is to our viewers that are watching and those that are interested in bodybuilding. At the end of the day, you have to stay grounded in who you are, because the pro or NPC, all it is just a title. That's all it is. And this sport, it's constantly changing, but you can't let it change you as a person. Yeah, sorry guys.
No, you're good. This is, I love it. It's deep conversation, and it's conversation that needs to be had, especially for amateurs that are just starting this journey. You know, I think it's super important to not really like put all your eggs in one basket with this. I mean, I also don't want people to come into the sport and completely lose themselves and feel like their self-worth is in the toilet because they're not getting good placements, or they feel like they're lacking so much, or they feel like they're not enough, which is not true. It's just a sport. And people are so much more than that.
Yeah. And then Jen, you know, you shared some insight, because a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people think that the fit model division is easy peasy, but you all put in just as much work as bikini and figure and women's physique and even women's bodybuilding, because growing muscle, it's not easy. It doesn't matter if you have muscle maturity or no muscle foundation at all. Growing muscle and building a foundation of solid muscle, it's not easy. It doesn't take months. It takes years, you know, to build a solid foundation of muscle. And a lot of people, who haven't done their homework as far as like with the fit model division, a lot of the women that are earning their pro cards as fit models have a bikini background.
Yes.
Which means they've been in the gym for a while. They didn't just wake up and say, oh, let me just do 12 weeks of prep. You know, like my body fat is here, but let me get it down here in 12 weeks and let me see how much muscle I put on. It's not that easy.
No, it's not. There's huge misconceptions, but it will be very telling when the pro league starts next year as to exactly what they were looking for this year.
Yeah.
Jen, was it hard to, I'm going to say, reprogram your mind, because you competed as a bikini competitor for 4 years, and now realize now I've got to come in a different look. Like I don't need a 6-pack shredded abs, and now I can be a little bit less hard, like on the abs in certain areas. Does that make sense? Did you have to reprogram your mind?
You know what? Not really. So I think because of the way I'm built, I'm not super tall, but I also don't have like short joints. So for me, it was just a matter of kind of stopping like a bikini prep short, you know, because I was doing 16-week bikini preps, and then now just stopping at 12 weeks. What's really interesting, actually, and I'm not the only one, is that I've had conversations with other bikini girls that are now in fit model, and the weight difference between fit model and bikini is not huge. So yeah. So my last stage weight at USA's, I was 115.8. When I won the overall in the fit model division at Triple O, I was just starting my bikini prep. I'd literally done like 1 week of prep, hopped in, and I was 125 at that point.
Okay.
So that's huge. That's 10 pounds, which for me is a lot. It looks like a lot. But at Universe, I was only 117 pounds, which is only 1.2 pounds away from my bikini weight at USA's last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it is really the same amount of work, just not as dry and lean.
Just the more softer, a little fuller.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the posing.
Yeah.
And the posing is wildly different in the front.
And the suit. Were you happy that you didn't have to spend, 2 car payments on a bikini?
Nice way to put it.
The funny story. Sponsor me, Toxic Angels.
Oh, I hear you on that.
So even though I did not spend a small car payment on sparkly bikinis for Bikini, the problem with me is that I loved so many colors.
Oh, that's how they got you. Ordered multiples.
Yes, I ordered a lot.
Okay.
And I ended up wearing most of the colors.
Oh,
Okay.
It was close to the same cost.
Okay.
But it worked out. The aquamarine that I had in Universe, I think, was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad I went with that one. It was actually the last one I was going to wear this season, and it was the winner. And it was funny too, because the picture of my dad that I posted, his old bodybuilding photo of 1990, he was in an aquamarine suit.
Wow.
As well.
Oh, wow.
It's really funny.
Post a side by side then.
Yeah. If you go back in that story, if you go back in that post on Instagram, there is.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Yeah.
So then I have another question then about the bikini suit, because or fit model, because bikini, like the cheeks are all out.
Yes.
So going from a bikini suit to the fit model suit, did that make you feel any different? Like more comfortable, more confident? Or was it just like, I've been doing this, I could care less? Or did it feel like you were wearing a diaper? Because I've heard some fit models say that like the bikini cut looks like a diaper. Like,
so it's definitely not, it's definitely some getting used to, and you definitely need to go in and make sure that you are getting the right size bikini bottom, because I know that at Toxic Angels, there are 3 different sizes. I'm not sure with the rest of the suit makers, but there is small, medium, large. When I was 125, I started with the large. And then as I was going down, I went from a medium and then a small when I was 117. So you really need to make sure of your sizing, because you don't want it to look like you are in fact wearing a diaper. You don't want too much of that ruching in the back, because it is a lot of fabric if it's not the right size. So that's supremely important, because in bikini, you are all out there. So you have nothing covering in order for you to show all of your assets. So you have to be very strategic with the fit model bottom. You need it to be just perfect, and actually aligned just perfect too, because and I'm going to say this, and I hope that fit model competitors do listen to this, because if you are going on stage and you are getting glued into your fit model bottom to where it's straight across your butt, it is not going to do any favors.
So it's got to like curve.
Yes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Yeah, because then it's going to complement your glutes.
Exactly. So you want that shape still, and it's weird looking when they do glue you in, and you've got that straight line, because it does no favors. It doesn't accentuate anything. Like you need to show that shape in order to be competitive. So it's really like it's a balance. You need to find great coverage, but not to the point where it's just going to cover everything you've worked hard for as well.
Because it can't be too much and it can't be too little, the coverage.
Exactly. Yeah.
So when you put your first bikini, or when you put your first fit model bottom on, What was your initial reaction?
I was like, oh my God, what? How are they going to judge anything? Because I was used to having my stuff out there,
Yeah.
just just like everybody else. And then I know that it was like a collective thought with a lot of bikini girls coming down to Fit Model that it was just a weird bottom to have on.
Yeah.
And it was kind of almost upsetting in a way because we work so hard, just like bikinis do, and we want to show that work, and it feels almost like we're not able to show all of that work because
Yeah.
we work our asses off too for that, top glute shelf.
Yeah.
But we're like, so in our minds, we're like, how are you able to really see that
Yeah.
with with a Fit Model bottom that looks that way,
Mm-hmm.
that covers that? So I mean, I'm hoping that in the future the bottoms will get a little smaller because the criteria for a Fit Model versus bikini is still different.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
don't know that the bottoms need to stay the size they are now
Yeah.
because there is a stark difference there between, tie-ins versus no tie-ins. And yeah.
Yeah. So then, since you were able to transition from the bikini suit to the
Mhm.
Fit Model suit, how was the transition from bikini posing to Fit Model posing? Because, like you said, that front pose is totally different, and it's basically the same as a men's physique pose, correct?
Um,
But the hand placement is on the hip,
yeah, so the hand placement, you have your backhand on the hip,
right?
and the other one is open, kind of like in bikini, the front pose.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, yeah, the front pose is a lot different. It's even, it's funny because I look at Ashley Cutwasser's pictures from back in the day, which she is the outline of what they want us to do and what they want us to be doing in the front pose. And if you're looking at Fit Model today, even the posing is not as it's not as similar as what Ashley was doing. It's, in a way, it's a lot more exaggerated than
Mm-hmm.
that.
Okay.
When you look at Ashley, it looks more relaxed. So the curves are a lot crazier now in Fit Model. It's wild because some of these girls have such crazy, they're so limber. Some of these girls are so limber. And so the way that they can twist and like you can see their glutes from like when they're in front pose, like I have a hard time doing that to begin with
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, I'm 43 and I have spinal stenosis.
Oh,
So
wow.
Yeah.
so it's a little different, but I've been getting used to it. I still get used to it. I have found a pose that really works for me now, and that was the front pose that I nailed at Universe, and I feel comfortable with it now, but it took me a long, long time. But again, bikini front pose has always been a learning curve too, and
It's not as
just like
easy as it
anything
looks.
else, you need to practice and keep going until you get there, until something looks the best, and take that to the stage with you.
So since we're in suits here, I'll ask one more question. How come the Fit models are not allowed any bling?
I don't know. I think it's because they want more of a entry level, like beach type look.
Okay.
And it's supposed to
And
be affordable.
okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
affordable.
I mean, yeah, that's one thing that I heard, that with the fit model division and the suits not having bling is so that it would be more affordable. In other words, attractive for like the typical mom,
Yeah,
or the influencer, to get their toes wet into the NPC league.
yeah.
Yeah.
Something more attainable, I guess.
Yeah. And then I think that the reason why there's a little more coverage in the back too is probably for that, for the individuals who feel like bikini is not modest, but fit model is just a little more modest, and they would feel a little more comfortable, like you said, with it being an entry division.
Yeah.
But I also agree with you. Like we spend all that time filling out our glutes and conditioning for tie-ins. Why would I want to wear a full coverage suit?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how
Yeah.
can you judge the fullness of glutes with like a full coverage suit? Because like if you're on the beach and if you see some glutes, same glutes, but one is in a full coverage bikini and the other one is in a thong.
Yeah.
You're gonna notice.
Exactly.
You're gonna notice the cheeks that are fully exposed, like
Yeah. And you
Two
can see
Live
it.
Crew
You're
didn't.
like,
Two Live Crews. You remember, folks? We are about to tell our age. Sean, you remember back in the day the Two Live Crew album cover?
Yeah, oh,
The
yeah.
women in the bikini.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now they wouldn't have attracted that much attention if they were wearing full bikini suits, right?
yes.
It was 1990. I just want to throw that out there. I'm aging myself now. So anyway.
Back on track.
So Jen, are you, when you look at the overall percentage of fit model competitors, is it more, like you said, former competitors from like bikini that are now entering, or is there a large percentage of, like you said, people that jumping into it thinking, you know, are you a rarity or are you more the majority for your background moving into this?
No, I think it's really a good mix of both.
Okay.
So there's, I would say, it probably is about 50% of people that, do aspire to get into the bodybuilding world that are now just starting, and fit model is a good place for them to start.
Okay.
And then the other half that are like me, that are harder builders, that have always had that aspiration of, becoming pro someday, and that see a light to where they're able to do that now and have come down to fit model.
So we mentioned earlier you're a flight paramedic.
Yes.
Kudos to you for doing. May I ask how long you've been doing that?
I've been in flight now for 8 years, and I've been in EMS on the ground prior to that. So total years, I've been in EMS for 14 years.
Thank you for serving our community.
Yes, thank you for that.
Not a problem.
I can only assume your shifts are probably 8, 10, 12 hours, give or take.
They're 24.
Wow.
Okay, so now how do you find that second gear or fifth gear? And I don't know if you go straight to the gym or you really just kind of scatter it. I mean, how do you find that mental drive to now go work out and lift or get something activity in?
So it really depends. And actually, we've built a little gym at work too. So I work out at Phoenix Sky Harbor, and I have a room. So we are set up like a fire station.
Okay.
So we work our 24-hour shifts, but when we are not on call, then, we cook in our kitchen, we hang out in our living room together, we nap when we can. And then we also have a little gym that we've built in the back of our hangar. So I'm able to get some cardio in there and do mostly upper body workouts, because we don't really have the equipment for lower body days. But I'm able to knock some stuff out there. But it's really on busy days where we run a lot,
Okay.
I have to take a break after I come off shift, because if we've been running all night, it's a mandatory nap in the morning. So
Okay.
what I'll usually do, if I do get adequate rest during my shift, I'll come home the next morning. I get home around 6:30 in the morning, get my kids ready for school and off to school, and then get some breakfast in, go to the gym in the morning. But if I'm exhausted from the night before, then I'll hit the gym probably in the evening of the next day. So I manage.
Okay.
But it gets a little hairy at the end of prep with the food, because the really hard thing, I would say, is when you're deep into prep and your calories are low, and it's 7 p.m. and you've run out of calories for the day, but you keep running all night and you can't touch a single calorie beyond 7 o'clock. It makes you hangry.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to manage. So It's funny. I say that I bring my emergency diet sodas for the nighttime because
Yeah.
I will sip on an emergency diet soda, when I'm out of calories past 7 p.m. So that's how I manage. I get the caffeine and a little sweetness, and it keeps me happy.
That is crazy though. When you're dieting, that the littlest things like, yes, a sugar-free soda will kind of quench the thirst of, like, instead of a chocolate bar, that'll kind of give you that little satiety or something.
Yeah, it is. It's some mind trickery, really.
So now, as a flight paramedic,
Mhm.
I guess, how do I say this right? Other people's lives are in your hands. I mean, you're really the driver. But
Yes.
when you're on stage, you're in the case of other people's hands.
Yes.
How are you able to kind of almost navigate that, because you're the driver and now you're not, you're the passenger as a competitor? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. So at work, I am very used to being in charge, and it all comes down to knowing what needs to be done. It comes down to discipline and focus too with the job, and it kind of goes hand in hand with competing because you need that focus, drive, and discipline through your preps as well. So what's nice about bodybuilding as well that complements being an EMS, fire, police, any of these jobs is it really is therapeutic to
Mm-hmm.
us because in these fields we have a tendency to see things that people can't imagine or experience things that people don't understand. And so to be able to go into the gym and have it kind of be like our sanctuary psychologically, and where we can exude some force and just kind of get that energy out is it's been the best thing ever, and I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for having bodybuilding, and it definitely keeps me grounded. So yes,
Right.
I'm used to calling shots or having this like rapport with my partner when it comes to making decisions with our patients, in order to save their lives or in order to save their baby's life because I am specialized in high risk OB, so I take care of high risk
Okay.
OB moms. So we don't have one patient, we have two.
Mm.
um, so I am very driven in that way, and my mission is to take care of those moms and that baby inside. um, so I do my job in that respect, and to get judged on stage, it I take it honestly with I take it with a grain of salt because I know like in the end it's not the end all be all, but I do take it seriously. I go back and do the work.
Mm-hmm.
I go into the gym and take the feedback and just keep going. And that is the big thing is you just with my job or with competing, you just have to keep going. And you can't take that judgment and be hard on yourself. It's just that you just need to do the work.
Yeah.
Just like at my job, you just need to do the work to get someone to where they need to be and to take care of them and to make sure they survive.
Did you want to ask Kathy or?
Oh no, I'm just adjusting. That's all. I'm listening as
So
well.
since your body is always under a lot of, I'll say, stress or tension between work and the gym, what do you do for overall muscle health? Do you saunas, massages, cold plunges, anything like that?
Yeah, so I do sauna. I do red light therapy too, which is really good. I feel like that's helped a lot with my nervous system as well. I take supplements that help too. I love magnesium.
Yep.
Magnesium is great. I supplement with NAD too. So I take
Okay.
a lot of things to take care of myself and just make sure I hydrate well throughout the days, that I eat well. And that's a huge part of it too. So many times I see so many people that work in EMS in these places like fire, police and all the rest that are just their diets are terrible. And
Mm-hmm.
you can't just keep going like that for the rest of your life and expect to be at your best. And it again goes hand in hand with bodybuilding. You need to take care of yourself. If you're not taking care of yourself and you can't do the work, or you can't help your patients physically as well, then what are you doing? Like, you need to take care of yourself in order to take care of other people. You come first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
You can't be optimal if your nutrition is not optimal.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in prep, is there anything that might be weird in your prep that most people, like everyone's doing the chicken and the rice, or the chicken and the sweet potato? Is there anything that maybe you're I'm assuming you work with a coach?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So Frida Paulson is my coach. Frida Paulson
Okay.
has been my coach for 4.5 years. We've been together forever. She's amazing. She's a good friend of mine now. But yeah, she is my coach, and yes.
Is there anything weird that she has you do that maybe you're not a fan of, or eat that you're not a fan of?
No, not really. I mean, I'm so used to the protocols. We've been together for so long, and she knows exactly how my body responds to things.
Okay.
Makes things really easy. And I would say that the funny thing that I had done in the past in order to fill out, because the closer I get to show, I start dropping quickly, and so obviously size goes with it, right?
Sure.
Um, and so I would have to eat like a steak and fries like before show day, and it's happened like to where I've had to have like 2 steak and fries before like show
Okay.
day, because it's just, we're trying to get there, and that's the way to fill me out. My body loves carbs and fats, and so I do well that way. But I know that for some it may be unconventional, but you do what you got to do. The
I
rest
know
of it is kind of like the same as everybody else. But
there's gonna be a couple of females watching this being like, just shaking their head. Yeah, burger and fry, yeah, steak and fries. Yeah, must be nice. So Jen, you mentioned your husband competes. Have you guys ever run a prep or done, like, you're not shows together, but almost timing of the same, or are you guys smart enough to do them separately?
yeah, we've never prepped together, so we'll see about that in the future. But I'm, as Fit Model is not scheduled to start until May of next year for the pros.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am off right now. He is going to start prepping here soon for the Whitney Jones
Okay.
in November. So we have not ever prepped together, and I think that may not be a bad thing. Maybe someday we will prep together, and then we'll see what happens there.
Because I always love the story. Sometimes it's very successful, and other times it's very volatile. Maybe that's the right word or wrong word.
Yeah, no, I know some couples that prep together, and it's great. But I know that, we take care of a lot together. My husband's also an interim chief for the fire department.
Oh, wow.
So we are both first responders, and we are both under a lot of stress a lot of the times. So between, the house, the kids, the
Yep.
jobs, I don't know if we do well together on a prep. We shall see. But
Do you have maybe tells is the right word, where your husband says, okay, you're in prep, like maybe there's something that is off and he just knows to say, I'm just going to leave you alone, honey, or vice versa?
he kind of gets like the vibe.
Okay.
So he does back off sometimes, because he knows in like what direction things are going when I get a little sassy.
It's a good word, because we discussed this on other podcasts between Kathy and her husband. Her husband doesn't compete, but they know each other when the time is right and the time is wrong, when Kathy's deep in prep.
Yeah. My husband has a love-hate relationship with bodybuilding.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but I mean, he gets it. Yep.
Yeah, after years they definitely start to understand things. So that's good.
They know, like, oh, okay, you're lean. Let me step out of the room. You're filling the deficit. Yes, I am.
Let me know when your show's over.
Yeah. When's the next cheat meal again?
Jen,
Yeah.
hopefully I'm not going to set you up with this question here, but does your husband know the expenses that go into competing?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I know a lot of men and women, they kind of hide it from the spouse because they're afraid that, we don't want to.
Yeah.
No, he knows. And I mean, it's also, it is very expensive, especially when you're trying to get to the pro level and you're constantly having to travel around the country and,
Mhm.
in that pursuit.
Yep.
The hotels add up, the flights, everything else, the show entries. But he's very well aware. I mean, I try to mitigate some of that with, the points on my travel credit cards, my miles cards, and
Mhm.
hotel stays with some of the cards as well. It's
Yep.
just trying to use everything to the best of your ability to kind of mitigate the price.
Yeah.
Is
Do
there,
you?
go ahead,
Oh,
Kathy.
sorry.
No.
I was just gonna ask. Do you for show day? Do you have any? Do you do any? I'm sorry. Let me slow down. Are there any DIYs that you do to help? With the expense of show day.
Yeah. And there's actually, so I don't really get anything done. So I
Okay.
do everything on my own. I learned from a very, very early stage that I wanted to do my own tan.
Hmm.
And it's not that I, am uncomfortable getting naked with everybody else, but
It's weird.
it's weird. But at the same time, I like being on my own timeline and doing things on my own schedule.
Hmm.
And that is the luxury of being able to do everything yourself, because I realized quickly that when I was going into shows, that the thing that was contributing to a lot of stress for me was making all those schedules and
Hmm.
getting to hair and makeup at like 4 in the morning. And I wanted to learn all that on my own. So what I started doing is I started DIYing my tan really early on, and Protan is who I use, and they're always phenomenal products, and
Hmm.
it always looks great. I started doing my makeup. I used to be a makeup artist a long, long time ago, so I just picked up, the brush again and got to it, and have been doing my makeup ever since.
Hmm.
I've only gotten my makeup done probably a few times in all those shows. And then the hair, I actually always go to a salon that does blow dries
Hmm.
the night before or the morning of, if we're scheduled to go on a little bit later. And that costs a lot less than what you would with the girls who are actually doing it at the show, because a lot of people have a really hard time with these costs. I mean, it's
Yeah.
getting more and more expensive.
Hmm.
Not only the entry fees, but also the hair and makeup is getting more expensive every year, not to mention the tan. The
Yeah.
last time I looked at a tan package, it was $230 for 2 coats. And I was like,
Wow.
I don't know how people do that. Plus the makeup artist, plus the hair person. I mean, if you have the means, go for it. If you don't want to stress about it and like just get done, like I understand, but like I like to be on my own schedule, and I like to not spend an arm and a leg on those extras as well.
Hmm.
So it is a possibility. You just have to learn and get there, so you don't have to possibly spend all that money doing it
Yeah.
with somebody else. So
So Jen, what is the maybe the next 1 to 2 year plan, and what's the 5 year plan when it comes to competing, or do you have something thought out?
so the next year plan, the next year until I go for my pro debut, will be to just keep building. So we will see what I look like at my pro debut. If I still fit this division, then obviously I'll stay in fit model. If I get told um, at my debut or a little further down the line competing in fit model that I don't fit anymore, then I may transition back to bikini. We'll see
Okay.
how that goes. But building in the off season right now is definitely what's on the menu right now
Hmm.
until I go for my pro debut next year. So
Okay.
that's the 1 year plan. The 2 year plan, again, is to just keep building and see where that takes me. Gosh, 5-year plan. That's really hard to say. Not anything bodybuilding wise. It's not like I want to like progress and then progress into figure.
Okay.
So my stopping point will really be, fit model or bikini. So we'll see there. But
Olympia stage?
absolutely.
Okay.
So yes, I have my eyes set on definitely the Masters Olympia.
Okay.
Uh, I would love to do the Masters Olympia because I am in my 40s now, so I've got that insight 100%. So we will go for that, and hopefully I
Okay.
will make it there. But like I said, I don't stop until I get to certain places. So fingers crossed. And yeah, that's for bodybuilding. I have other plans in real life that I am currently pursuing now since I've had the success I've had this competition season, and we'll see.
Is one of them being a pilot, as you have that in your Instagram handle?
That's right. Yeah. So I am back doing ground school now.
Okay.
I had put that on pause because I had really been grinding to work towards my pro status this summer, and ground school, just like, getting to the pro level takes a lot of focus on your part to get there. So now I am back doing ground school, and very soon we'll start flying again and working towards that.
So commercial or staying in the paramedicine stage, but about flying?
No, I'd like to go commercial. My ultimate dream, which is actually pretty funny too, because anything that I've ever accomplished, I've always had a vision for.
Okay.
I've always seen it before it's happened. Whether I so The day that I knew that I wanted to be an EMT and then a paramedic, I was actually at a stoplight and I looked to the side of me and saw an ambulance and said, "I'm going to be that. I'm going to be that someday. I want to be that
Wow.
someday." Because that's what I know that I was made for in life, is to be here for other people and help people in their time of need. And that's why I'm here today. That's why I do what I do. And
Love
I
that.
knew I was a flight attendant for United back in the day before I was in
Okay.
EMS. And I've always loved flying. I've flown since a very, very young age. My parents were split up since I was 6 years old. So I went back and
Okay.
forth between France and the US
Wow.
my whole life. And so, unaccompanied minor, then I was a flight attendant. I knew that I wanted to get back in the air as a paramedic because that's my love, is aviation as well. So I put the two and two together and became a flight paramedic. But that's the next thing I want to do in life. I actually see UPS and FedEx cargo jets take off from Sky Harbor every day, and I've set my vision on that and said I'm going to be there someday. So,
Wow. Good for
so there we
you.
are.
Awesome.
Yeah, it just stares me in the face every day. So
I love that. Kathy, do you have any other questions? Otherwise, we'll jump into our three randoms.
I just think Jen is just true inspiration, just like as a woman, a mother, a competitor, and a visionary. It's just like inspiring to hear everything that you've shared, and I've enjoyed listening to you talk.
thank you.
Yeah,
It's been really fun being with you guys.
yeah.
And I gotta admit, like everything that you've put your mind to, it doesn't sound like there's nothing that you have. I'm sure there is, but so far, everything you've put your mind to, you've successfully competed and kind of kicked the doors down. So
Yeah.
kudos to you.
Yeah, no, I am the kind of person who, if you want to do something in life, I don't believe in sticking to just one thing. If there are a multitude of things that you want to do in life, go do them all. We
Mhm.
have one life to live, and I think that you should be able to experience all these things. So
Yeah.
So Jen, as we wind down, this is a part of the show where we ask three random questions that you have not been privy to.
okay.
It's nothing bad, but do you have any bodybuilding superstitions or rituals?
Any superstitions or rituals? I mean, not really. I wouldn't say I don't have, no, I don't have any superstitions or rituals when it comes to bodybuilding. I mean, I would say just my routine in the morning, that's I guess my ritual before going to work out. But
Which is what? Do you want to share?
Uh-oh.
Oh, did I scare her?
I hope not.
I don't like the questions. I'm falling off. I hope maybe her phone died. I don't know.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
But anyway, so Kathy, you are now post a few weeks since Tampa. I know you're a little under the weather, but besides that, how are you feeling? You're happy to have some regular food and everything else?
Well, not necessarily regular food because we have to reverse back into a normal diet. So still just adjusting to the reverse. It always takes like a week or two for me to like fully be into the reverse. So outside of that reversing and then just kind of like my body adjusting because I haven't been feeling too well. I'm good. I can't complain. Life is good. My son is getting ready to leave for college. My husband is in a happy place and he'll be advancing in his job. So it's just like, a new season, new season of life that I'm looking forward to. So I can't complain. And then the same as Jen, just like improving, building, growing, and working towards next year. Because I'm like Jen, I have my mind set. I have some goals. I've already talked to Andre about, yeah, I'm ready. Our last show that we did, like, I already know like what I want my suit color to be and everything. So I'm focused. Yeah.
I thought maybe we insulted you. You said, "Oh, I don't want to answer that question. I'm getting off."
No,
I'm only
no.
kidding.
Yeah,
I'm only
we
kidding.
got scared.
Yeah, my mom actually called in the middle of the thing. So.
Oh, okay.
No, but like in terms of rituals, I'm not really a pre-workout person. So I actually I drink a coffee before I go
Okay.
work out. That coffee is my pre-workout. I don't like taking too many supplements
Sure.
and just taking too much I just don't think it's that good for your body to take that many like powdered supplements that are full of God knows what.
No,
Yeah.
I agree.
But yeah.
So how about if you're stranded on an island, what's the one object you would have with you? Give me anything.
An inflatable boat.
To get off the island.
Yes. I'm not I love vacation, but I'm not an island person. So I would definitely try to get off the island.
Okay, fair enough. And the third one, TV show or movie that you can watch over and over and over.
Oh God, this is gonna sound bad. Because I do a lot of thinking for my job and my brain is always on.
Okay.
So when I'm watching TV, I just want something where I don't have to where I don't have to think. So I just watch trash TV sometimes, and my favorite is 90 Day Fiance.
I knew you were gonna say that. I love 90 Day. Is it like straight up 90 Day or like the 90 Days Abroad, or is it just all of them?
It's
and
all
who's your
good.
favorite couple?
It's all good. Oh God, my favorite couple. As of recently, the one that's like the craziest and like the most entertaining to me was Gino and Jasmine.
Oh
Those
my
two are
gosh.
insane.
Their whole story, that's wild.
Yeah, and now she's got like a baby and like her
Pregnant?
best friend is her baby daddy. I don't know.
That whole thing backfired.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, so that was like one of the most entertaining.
Yeah, and I love 90 Day. I don't watch it like every Sunday like I used to, but I can still keep up. It's one of those shows where it's like you get like, okay, I haven't watched it in 6 months, and then you turn it on and you'll still be able to keep up.
Yeah. And it's funny because when you like watch it with your spouse, you're like, God, we're not that bad. It makes you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
So Jen, this is not a part of the questions, but being a paramedic, do you watch any of the TV shows like 911 and analyze them, or do you just not want to put up with the baloney?
I don't even. Because I will like I don't want to like critique because I know like it's not real and I'm not like really into the medical shows and things. I'm big on researching things, so I don't really watch TV. And when I do, it's just that trash TV type, like 90 Day Fiance. But everything else is just I'd rather be researching something.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
I can appreciate that. But Jen, it's truly been a pleasure. I mean, we are so thankful. Just to let you know, you are the first fit model on the podcast, so we are honored. We've learned, and
Yes.
Kathy knew a lot, but I've learned so much. Jen, the floor is yours. Please give shout outs to your trainers, sponsors, husband, sons, so everything else. Please, the floor is yours.
I've got no sponsors, but yeah, no, I thank God for my husband and his understanding of, the sport and what goes into it and my moods and everything else that, is a package deal when you do this. And my kids, they've been here, and I was fortunate to be there for them, before I started on this journey. And of course, a shout out to my coach Frida, who I love dearly, and she's just an amazing, grounded human being. She's so real, and that's why I've stuck with her for so long. Because when you find that person that you just mesh with, who's just real and down to earth, that's what you want to stick with, is someone that you really mesh with, that gets you.
Yep. And where can people follow you, learn more about your story?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm not super posty, so I don't post all the time. I mean, you will catch me posting like a lot of helicopter stuff, a lot of things at work, because we see some phenomenal views, out our windows. But you can catch me on my Instagram, which is Jen Pop underscore at IFBB Pro. And I have a Facebook too, but that's mainly where I post my stuff, is Instagram.
Perfect. Well, again, Jen, the door is always open. Let us know when you want to come back. News, excitement, get ready for your first pro debut. If you want to come back, and we'll celebrate with you on, top 6, top 5, whatever you ideally want to do. But it's been an honor. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been an honor to be here with you guys too. I've had a lot of fun.
And
Yes. Thank you.
Kathy, it's always good seeing you. And for all the listeners, please comment below. Let us know what you think, and follow us. We appreciate everybody. Take care.
Bye.